All right, boys and girls, welcome back to the drive-through. We're going to try to one-take this thing, Jay-Z style. Hashtag Happy Valentine's Day. I'm here with my Valentine Carson. Special shout-out to June and Lisa, my true Valentines, and Vicky, my mom, June, my daughter, Lisa, my wife. All beautiful, beautiful, wonderful women in my life. Hey, is this thing red, or is this thing blue?
Yes,
okay, we're live. All right, here we go. We're going to need to access our graphing calculator for this. I'm not going to be completing the square. Okay? So we start out with this. We want to figure out the other thing. So we're looking for two numbers that multiply to be negative 12 and add to be negative 1. Carson, do you know what those are?
Yes. Negative.
X minus 4
Negative.
and X plus 3. Two numbers that multiply to be negative 12 and add to be negative 1. Okay? All right, well, what does that do? Hold on a second. Okay, just needed to add some axes. What does that tell us? Well, that tells us that our X-intercepts are at positive 4, 0 and negative 3, 0. That's what we're going to put in for X to get a 0 for Y. This thing is already slow. It's been terrible today. Come on now. Come on. All right, well, I can tell you that. That makes the vertex is going to be weird. It's going to be 4 minus 3. It's going to be at a half, okay? But let's just use our graphing calculator. Let's put this in our graphing calculator. So, Y equals, clear, X squared minus X minus 12, graph it, okay? Let's just look at the table. Let's put the points on there that we can find, and let's look for some symmetry. Do we see any symmetry? There's going to be no symmetry here because the vertex is at a half. But if we get enough points, we can figure it out, okay? So over 2, down 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Over 2, down 10. Let's see. How about over 3, down 6? We can do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, well, this is what happens when you don't reformat the window. Do you understand? So next time you build this, I need you to do what I asked you to do, if that's what you want. Because it's going to keep disappearing if you don't reformat the window. You got it? Okay, negative 2, negative 6. Oh, well, I'm seeing the symmetry in my points. And I know now that means that this one's going to be here. And if I go over a half, that's going to be where my vertex is. Okay? So the vertex is 1/2 comma something. If I wanted to know that something, I'd have to go to my graphing calculator and change the settings a little bit. But I've got the factored form. I've got the graph. I'm good to go. We're moving on. Okay? All right. So, in order to find the vertex form for this one, we're going to need to put this in our graphing calculator. So, we're going to go Y equals X squared minus 6X plus 3. Okay? Let's graph it. See if we can see our vertex on our graph. All right, looks to me like the vertex might be right 3, down 5 or 6, but since it looks like it's whole numbers, I'm going to check my table and look for the symmetry. There it is. I see the symmetry. What do I mean by that? Negative 2, negative 5, negative 6, negative 5, 2. My next one's going to be 3. Okay, so that means the vertex is which point on that? What's the vertex here, Carson? So the vertex is 3, comma 6. Well, that means the vertex form is going to be,
Sorry.
thank you, y is 3, the vertex is 3, negative 6. So it's going to be y equals x minus 3 squared. And then minus 6. If you're confused about why that's a minus 3, come see me. You've just missed a little bit, okay? So I go right 3, down 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? And then I'm going to have to toggle back and forth here. 2 and 4 will both give me negative 5. Okay? 1 and 5 will both give me negative 2. Those are my 5 points that I need to graph my parabola. Okay? Got it? That's all they asked for. Alright, this one has a vertex of 2, comma, now notice, these are going up by 2. So it's 2, comma, negative 3 is the vertex. Alright, so what's the vertex form? Well, let's see. I think, I'm going to have to guess and check this. I think it's y equals x minus 2 squared, okay, minus 3. Let's test a couple points and see if they work. So if I put in, it looks like if I put in a 6, I should get a 5. Alright, so what's 6 minus 2? And what is 4 squared? No, 16. And 16 minus 3 is 13, so that doesn't work. I wonder if it's 1/2. What's 6 minus 2? 4 squared. Half of 16. 8. 8 minus 3? So it is. So I had to do some guessing and checking. And that's pretty tough. I don't think I'll ask you to do it that difficultly on the test. But it is something you can do. Okay? Now, how do I find the standard form of the equation? I got to get my math on. So y equals 1/2. I got to do order of operations here. So exponents first. I'm staying quiet because I'm focusing. Okay, this is hard stuff. Okay, we're going to go over here with the next step. So it's y equals 1/2 x squared minus 2x minus 2 minus 3, right? So our final standard form equation will be y equals 1/2 x squared minus 2x minus 5. Nope, it's half of 4x. Right? Now, I'm not sure that I did this right because I make mistakes all the time. So what am I going to do? I'm going to graph this. So 0.5 x squared, hopefully you understand. So 0.5 is 1/2, okay? Minus 2x minus 5, graph it. Does this graph seem to match that graph? Yes, it does, because remember, this is going by 2's. Alright, I feel good about it. Next. Alright, so the vertex is -2, comma, I don't think that's 13. -2, comma, 12.5.
Oh, yeah.
It's not going up by 2's. Okay? It's all right. Now, the factored form will be the easier one, and they're actually not asking us for vertex form, so that's sweet. Hit it. What are the X-Intercepts?
-7 and +3.
So this is Y equals
X plus 3.
X -3,
X
X
plus.
7. Okay, because what number do we put in for X to give us 0? +3 and -7. So what's the standard form? We just have to FOIL. So you get Y equals X squared plus 7X. Oh, hold on, this is going to be a negative, right? It's going down. Sorry, we'll just do the negative at the end. So, okay. Negative parentheses. X squared plus 7X minus 3X minus 21. Okay? So that is negative X squared plus 4X minus 21. So, in standard form, it's going to be Y equals. Now apply that negative. Negative X squared minus 4X plus 21. If I put in a 0, uh-oh, I should get a 21. I did something wrong. I got it. It must be multiplied again by a factor of a half. Because if I put a 0, it gives me 11.5, which is half of 21. So this should be a -1/2 there. And that's going to affect all of that. This is really hard stuff. I can't believe how hard this MVP is getting. I love it. So negative X squared. Got to multiply everything by -1/2. So minus 2X plus 21 over 2, or 11.5. Let's just write it as a decimal. And I encourage you to pause the video and compare this graph to this graph. Okay? I'm going to be driving through St. Louis this weekend. Twice. I'll see the Golden Arch. Okay? All right, here we go. Either form of the equation other than standard form. So let's find the vertex form. Because that's easy, because what can we use to find the vertex form? Our graphing calculator. So Y equals negative X squared minus 6X plus 16. Let's graph it. Can't see the vertex. Let's see if I can see it on the table. It's going to be somewhere in the negatives. Oh, not symmetric. You ready for a little hint?
Sure.
Watch this. Table settings. Instead of only going up by 1, let's go up by 0.5.
And what that do for that?
So second window. Now let's go back to my table. Still no symmetry, huh? Bummer. Alright, so we're going to have to calculate the vertex. How are we going to calculate it? We got to use our water bug. So real quick, I'm going to zoom out so I can see the whole parabola. Okay? Now I'm going to calculate the maximum. Get my water bug to the left of what I want. Hit enter. Get my water bug to the right of where I want. I don't know why this is happening, but oh well. hit enter. Would you like for me to guess? -3, 25. All right. So this will be y equals x plus 3 squared plus 25. But now how can we get... So this has got to be a negative here because it's upside down. Interesting. All right, I buy that. So what's the vertex?
-3, comma 25.
And I'm going to find the X-intercepts and the Y-intercepts. Well, the Y-intercept I can find. Put in a 0 for X. What do I get? Okay, that works. Okay. I wonder why I couldn't find the vertex on my... Going back to this real quick. Taking a timeout. I wonder why I couldn't find that. Oh, there's the symmetry. It was there all along. Somehow I missed that. 25, 24, 21, 16, 25, 24, 21, 16. Okay? All right. The Y-intercepts, let's just see if I can find them. There they are, 2, 0. And -8, 0. Got it? See how I did that? You find me if you have questions. On to number 6. Either form of the equation. We're going to stick with vertex. See what we can find here. This is going to be tough. Y equals, clear, 2 x squared plus 12x plus 13. Graph. Let's see if we can find so let's go back to Zoom 6 and just get our normal window. All right, it looks like -3, -5. That's my hope. Let's see if that's on the table as -3, -5. Nice. Okay. We got some symmetry there. You see it, Carson?
Yeah.
So what's the vertex?
Vertex is
-3, -5. So let's write that in vertex form. Y equals, it's going to be a 2 there. X plus 3 quantity squared -5. That's awesome. Okay, the Y-intercept, if you put in a 0 for X, what do you get? You get a 13. Let's just get our Y-intercepts from our graphing calculator. Ooh, they're not on there, are they? So that's okay. We're good on my graph. Calculate 0. I don't know if you've done this before, Carson. You got to get me set up with this thing next time.
Yeah.
So, no problem.
I have to redo.
We're not redoing this.
Or redo one for 7-Eleven.
Okay? I get to the left of the 0. I hit enter. I get to the right of the 0. I hit enter. What's in between there? Take a guess. Come on. There it is. -4.58, 0. What's the other one? Calculate 0. Get my water bug to the left of the answer. Hit enter. Get it to the right of the answer. Hit enter. Take a guess. negative 1.418, comma 0. Do you understand how I got that?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to have to practice that. All right, let's factor a 2 out of this, because that might be easier. Negative 2 times what is 14? Negative 7 and a negative 30. Okay, so these are the same things. Can you think of two numbers that multiply to be negative 30 and add to be negative 7? I can. Advait, can you? X minus 10, X plus 3. So there is the factored form. Okay? Now that'll be easier to find the X-intercepts. So what are the X-intercepts?
0.
10, comma 0. And what else?
0.
Negative 3, comma 0. The Y-intercept we should get from here.
0.
Do we have the vertex yet?
Nope.
We do not. So let's just go to the graphing calculator. Y equals, sorry, this should have been a negative 2. Y equals, clear, negative 2x squared plus 14x plus 60. Graph it. Okay. Zoom out. Zoom out again. Okay. Second, calculate maximum. Let's get a little bit left, hit enter. Get a little bit right. Hit enter. Take a guess in between there. Negative 3.5, comma 84.5. I'm glad I didn't write it in vertex form, because that would have been nasty. Okay? Is that it? Do we have more? That's it. Boom! Boom!